y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited about today's show, but I'm always excited, right? But I'm a little heartbroken because tonight kicks off the 5th and final season of Greenleaf on OWN at 9 o'clock, so you definitely want to make sure you tune in. But today's guest is Deborah Joy Winans, and she's a member of the legendary Grammy Award-winning Winans family, also known as the first family of gospel. She's joining me to talk about the 5th and final season. She plays Charity Greenleaf Satterley on the show, and I swear I hope she's going to tell me that Charity is finally going to get herself together, but we'll see. And then I hope that she can also shed some light on some affirmations that she uses to get her through the tough times that we are dealing with today. So make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss this interview. Thank you for joining me here on Check the Rhymes, Deborah Joy Winans. How are you today?
Absolutely. I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I swear every week my mama is constantly saying, that girl can sing.
Oh, thank you, Mama.
Right. She was so hyped when I told her that we were doing this interview. But you know, we are a little sad that this is the last season of Greenleaf. So what can we expect this season? Please tell me that there's something good on the way for Charity. Please.
Know everybody's like, well, Charity find love. You know, I think that Charity, what I will say is, I think that Charity, along with all of the others, really find a new vision for themselves. I really think that God sort of gives them a revelation of who they are and who they are meant to be. Whether or not they all follow that, I don't know. I can't really say. But I do know that they see the light. And I think, like all of us, you know, a lot of times we recognize when we've done wrong and we see the right way to go to fix it. And sometimes we don't, because we're humans and we're stubborn and we just don't want to be wrong, or we don't want to feel like we're less than. And so, so I think that they have to battle with that. But, you know, we'll see. We will see. They see the way. They do see the way.
Well, one thing I love about Charity, though, is she's so relatable, because we all have been on that search for love. And then, and I love seeing someone that looks like me on TV, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's been my favorite thing about her. I always say that I love that she was never meant to be a size 2. I love that she is dark-skinned. I love that she is a true woman in the sense of the word of just feeling like she's not been seen and not been validated and not been loved. And of course, when you go through those things as a girl, you know, growing into a woman, you start looking for that validation elsewhere, and
right,
and it allows you to make choices that that are blinding. You put your blinders on because, well, this is enough. It feels safe enough. It feels loving enough, instead of really seeing it for what it is, you know. And that's why we ended up marrying Kevin, because it was safe enough and it felt good enough. But then when you get right down to it, you know, Kevin could not love her the way that she needed or deserved to be loved. And so you keep making mistake after mistake after mistake until you look inside. And I think at some point, Charity looks inside. She's got to love herself.
Exactly. And I'm like, girl, if you don't heal that inner child, just give that inner child some love.
Yes. Girl, just look in and be okay. You know, I think until you recognize what's going on with you, you continue to go down the wrong road. You are going, Charity has been motivated by her anger and her hurt instead of being motivated by a true passion and true revelation from God. And, you know, hopefully in season 5, in this final season, once she really begins to see herself, and battle with, you know, this betrayal that she has inflicted upon her family, and then the betrayal that she has had placed upon her by this man, she's got to battle through that. She doesn't have time to wallow or sit down and just be woe is me. She's got to get up like the Greenleafs do, and she's got to fight, and she's got to be determined to do the right thing. And at some point, I think it hits her at some point.
So speaking of passion, when I was reading your bio, I thought, coming from such a legendary family, I don't know why I was shocked, but I was shocked that your passion is acting, but you get to do some singing. But can you talk about, like, how did you find that was your passion? And, and how does that affect you coming from such a legendary family that's known for singing?
Oh, absolutely. Growing up, my parents took us to the movies all the time, to the point where my grandma was like, "Woo, Lord, them babies see too many movies." She was so against it. We went every weekend, my brothers and I. My parents would take us every weekend. A lot of times we would do double features. And I just would stare at the screen and say, I can do that. I don't know what it was within me that kept saying, I'm going to do that. I can do that. But it's been my passion since a little girl. I never wanted to sing, and my parents did not force us to sing. And I was the first one in my family to actually get a degree. I got my Bachelor of Fine Arts, and then I moved on to get my MFA in acting from Cal Arts. And my family was very much, my parents, my brothers, super supportive of the training, the education. They were shocked when I said I wanted to be an actor. They were just like, wait, what? They came to see my first show in undergrad, and as soon as it was over, they said, yeah, this is what you do. This is what you do. And they just fully supported it. And I kept saying I never wanted to sing, but then there was one show that I wanted to dance in. They were doing this intense tango. And I said, oh, my God, I want to be in that. I want to dance. I want to learn how to tango. But you had to sing to audition for it because it was a musical. And so I asked my dad to listen to my song that I had prepared. And when I finished, he said, Joy, that's a shame. And I was like, oh, my God. I said, Dad, was it that bad? And he said, no. He said, you have a gift. I said, well, yeah, but I don't really like singing. I just have to sing for this so that I can be considered. And he said, Joy, you have to use every gift that God has given you. He didn't give it to you for you. He gave it to you for everybody else. And that always stuck with me. Although I should have worked on my singing a little more. I would have been a little bit more prepared for this show. But I realized in that moment that whatever gift God gives you, they're not for you. They are to touch somebody, to heal somebody, to bring a smile to somebody, to just affect change somewhere, somehow. And so
absolutely.
That was a revelation for me. And so, but they've always pushed me toward my passion, and they've always supported that. So yeah, that's why I've been able to do what it is I truly love and not feel bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. So we have about 30 seconds left, and I wanted to make sure I ask you this because on Check the Rhymes, I am all about, positivity and affirmations. And I said, I know Deborah Joy has a word for me. What affirmation gets you through the day? If you had just one mantra or affirmation that you tell yourself.
That God is faithful. No matter what season we find ourselves in, no matter what is happening in your life, when I wake up, I recognize, God, you're faithful. Thank you for breath in my body. Thank you for my mind. And I thank you for what I already know you're doing on my behalf. He's faithful. He is faithful throughout this pandemic, this true uncovering of all of this racism, the hopelessness that I have felt. I am always able to recognize, God, you see, you know, and you are faithful.
Amen. Thank you so much, Deborah Joy Winans, for stopping by Check the Rhymes, and we will tune in to Greenleaf tonight. The 5th and final season kicks off at 9 o'clock on OWN. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for having me, sweetheart.